All right.
So, hello, welcome back to another podcast. This is about anything and everything, I guess. We haven't got a guest on this week's episode. I will start off by saying I've just been out for a little dog walk today with my missus, and I probably took the best photo I've ever taken, or one of my favourites. It's hard though. It's hard to say that now because I've only just taken it, and obviously you tend to love everything you take when you look back at it, but I haven't sat on it for any length of time yet.
Go on then. I haven't seen the photo yet.
I'm currently uploading it. I'm literally on my Wi-Fi settings at the moment. It's still on the camera. That's how fresh it is.
Show me the back of the camera.
Right?
Show me the back of the camera.
Well, no, it'll only take me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. That's the only thing I would say about the Fuji compared to the Ricoh in terms of functionality. I do find it easier to Bluetooth, Wi-Fi connect, that kind of thing with the Ricoh. It's still very easy to use. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely prefer the Ricoh in terms of ease.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of any of them apps really that you use to view photos. It's like I was saying about that Leica earlier, the M10D that hasn't got a screen on the back, so you use your phone if you want to. If while you're out, you can use your phone to view them. But I'm like, the app would have to be like amazing for that to work seamlessly and be like a nice experience.
So this is straight off the camera. I haven't edited it yet. I probably will straighten it a little bit, but I don't know, maybe not.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it?
Nice, isn't it? It was like an old steam train that, there was like a fete on today to do with trains and whatnot, and we just happened to be walking by it. I actually got a couple of photos of like various people looking out windows and stuff, or behind the window. Yeah. But that was the only photo I took, and remembered that, the window was down, sort of thing, so you had a clearer image of the person. Yeah. Just so happened to be the kid, but I'm looking forward to having a look through the other photos as well. I took a couple of black and white HP5 actual film shots on my little point and shoot.
Nice.
But I'm saying this because, I might as well tell everyone. For my birthday a few weeks ago, thank you for everyone who gave me a birthday shout out, by the way. I actually got my own home development kit. So I'm kind of burning through a couple of rolls at the moment, trying not to think too much about what I'm shooting, because I'm guessing when I shoot my first couple of rolls, they're not going to come out great, if at all. I'll be happy if I just get a result, to be honest. Well, let us know what you think. Do any of you develop your own kit at home? Have you got, do you develop your own photos, colour, black and white, whatever it might be? You've got your own darkroom. Let us know, give us some tips, because Luke, I know that you do it yourself and you've had some great success with that, haven't you?
35 mil. I've never had a roll go wrong, to be honest. Like it's fairly, as long as you know what you're doing, and you read up as much and watch a couple of videos, like the Matt Day one's really good, the Sean Tucker ones that they've done to explain how to do it are like really easy to follow.
I think I've watched that Sean Tucker video 3 or 4 times without having the equipment to do it, so I'm definitely going to kind of use that. Or I remember the Matt Day one, to be fair. There's lots of good videos, but I know the Matt Day one and the Sean Tucker one.
The first few times developed a roll, I literally watched the Sean Tucker one whilst developing. Like so many times. It's really useful. But that's nice. Like, it's a nice feeling to have taken. Like, is that your photo of the year, do you reckon?
I don't know. I might hate it tomorrow, but because literally I took that photo maybe an hour ago. So, and I remember it because I've got a couple of photos and I was like, I wish there was a window down. I wish there was someone like having a cigarette out the window or something. And that was just perfect. The kid kind of looking out, everyone was like, all the kids were waving and stuff, and there was a bit of a crowd, but I don't know, there might be a little collection there, to be fair, maybe like 2 or 3 photos that I quite like. And it was quite cool to be next to like a steam train with like all the steam coming out and stuff. But there was a lot of photographers there, to be fair. But and I was just kind of walking the dog, so I just had the Fuji around my neck and kind of snapped away a little bit.
I think I've got that kind of, definitely last year, I had that one photo I took that was, well, I didn't take one photo, but there was one photo that it was, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's wicked. And that was in like February, I think.
Yeah.
It was not long before lockdown. And then, spoken about it before, but I'll check it out. And then there's one photo this year that I've taken. And whilst I saw this like scene, and I waited and waited and waited for somebody to walk past, and I gave up because there was nobody around. It was like a Sunday morning or something.
Yeah.
And somebody walked past and I ran back to take it, and had just snapped it on film, so I wasn't sure if it had come out. And when I saw it, developed it myself, and I could see it hanging down when they were drying, I was like, it's come out, that looks really good. When I scanned it in, I was like, oh wow, that I really, really like it. And then when I looked back at it the next day, it almost like, it sounds a little bit over the top, but I was a bit like, wow, I love it. I love it. And every time I've looked at it since, I'm like, that's my photo of the year. Definitely.
Yeah. Do you ever get that? So when you shoot a roll of film, do you ever, like, in, let's say, the first 5 shots of that roll, get one that you know that you're going to like, or you're excited to see, and then almost rush the rest of the film roll because you don't really care, because you think, because like, realistically, you'll be happy with, say, 1 or 2 good images on a roll of film. So if I take what I think is a good photo, I'm like, I don't care about the rest of the roll now. But when really I should. Do you know what I mean? The longer you don't shoot it, or the more time that passes and the more you forget, in theory, you're kind of prepping yourself for better results, I think. But if you're out shooting for the day, you're going to shoot a roll in a certain amount of time, then I always kind of think, I've already got the one that I want. But I don't know, sometimes, like, I don't know, it's trigger happy, I guess.
It depends. Like, I'm quite trigger happy, but I like to think I don't like waste shots. But I don't, sometimes there's stuff where I've been like, oh yeah, I wish I'd have kind of saved some of this roll. I was just taking photos because I wanted to, press the button.
Well, I don't know, it's funny to say about that photo there, or funny that we just randomly started talking about it, and it goes back to what we were actually talking about earlier. So this episode's going to come out on Wednesday. I think by the time you're listening or watching this, thank you if you are, we would have just put out a recent video from the photo walk that we did at the weekend. So where I shot black and white, you shot in colour. Interestingly, we're talking about that because we were talking about shooting black and white when the video that we've put out, if you haven't watched it already, we were quite hyped to go and shoot some photos, but the weather wasn't great. And then it kind of made me think that I really like shooting black and white because I got good result, or what I would have thought were better results than if I shot colour and just wished it was sunny or golden hour or something like that. But because it was very overcast, very flat, no light at all, it made me want to shoot black and white, to the point where today I went out and shot black and white deliberately because the weather is much and much alike. But I actually really enjoyed it, and I found it somewhat challenging, but I'm happy with some of the results that I've seen so far. So
I agree. I've got so that photo that I was talking about that I took this year, that's in black and white, and although it works, I think I would like to have seen it in colour. But at the moment, I'm like, I've got one camera with a roll of portrait in it. I've got another camera with a roll of Lomo colour negative, like 400 or something in it. And I'm like, I don't want to take them out because the weather's so bad. So I was thinking I've got to go out for a walk just to stretch my legs and stuff today at some point. So I was like, right, I'm just going to take Fuji, set it to something black and white. I've got a Ilford Delta recipe on there, set it to that, and it's a bit of a different sort of start seeing things a bit differently. Maybe start against everything I always want to do, just going to start shooting black and white a bit more until the sun comes out.
I think it is good though, because when I shoot black and white, I always get scared that I'll see something that's a nice colour, or I'll see some nice shadow or whatever it might be, and I'm like, what am I doing? I just wish that was in colour. But at the same time, when I do deliberately shoot in colour, I'm looking out for those things, and I don't necessarily think about the whole composition of the photo, because I'm trying to, like, if it's street photography, I'm trying to capture a moment. If it's like, say, landscape photography, or you know, something along those lines, I am looking for what's going on in the whole frame, but I'm still looking for something in color that will make that photo, or you know, the picture as a whole, look a certain way. But when you shoot in black and white, it kind of makes me think about capturing the time period almost. And I'm not saying I want it to look vintage or anything, but it makes me think about a photograph as a whole and what's going on in that picture, rather than just trying to rather than getting lucky and finding something that's in color, if you know what I mean. So I'm not, the more I think about it, the more it makes me want to shoot black and white, especially here in the UK with the weather not being great, or you know, it's just not as good as other places. So yeah, anyone who doesn't live here, fair play to you, because you're lucky.
I think when you know you're shooting in black and white, you're kind of looking for more like structure and composition, perhaps more. Obviously that's not like exclusive, but you perhaps think a bit more abstractly. Is that a word?
Abstractly.
You think in a bit more of an abstract fashion sometimes when you shoot in black and white, because you can create a composition out of like shapes and things like that. I was watching a thing the other day about being colorblind, and it made me think about, like, if you're colorblind and you're a photographer, how does that affect you? And there is a condition where you can be colorblind and you only see in black and white. I did think, would that make you an amazing black and white photographer, or would it not have any effect whatsoever, because that's how you're always used to seeing? So any colorblind photographers out there,
I'm sure they are. I'm sure that's probably more common, or you know, you can get different kind of types of colorblind, can't you? Not necessarily someone just sees black and white. You might have someone who just has a different shade of red, for argument's sake. Or
there's different there's 3 different color receptors. So it's whether one of them, like you have like red, green and blue, and if like the blue one doesn't work, you see red and green. It's like different combination and can't see. There's those however many different combinations depending on which receptors work. I believe that's correct. So it's like it's like 10% of men are colorblind and 1% of women, or something roughly around those numbers. There's got to be colorblind photographers around.
Yeah, definitely.
Just Google it and probably find loads. But there you go. Interesting thought.
Well, what should we talk about? Should we talk a little bit about what we've got coming up with Front and the Drum Roll Please podcast?
Yeah.
Because we are busy. We've got some episodes in September that we are recording with some amazing people, some faces that you've seen before, some that you haven't. And originally, I don't know if you've noticed, for long-time supporters of the Front podcast, which is known as Drum Roll Please, you will have traditionally seen us do one episode where it's just myself and Luke talking, followed by next week's episode, which will be myself and Luke talking to our guest. And it repeated that cycle. But lately, we've had guest after guest after guest. So recent episodes, we've had a guest on them all. But I know for September, like, obviously, you know, myself and Luke, we both work 9 to 5 jobs. So a lot of what we're trying to build is done in extra hours, you know, in the evenings or at the weekends. And, you know, we're trying to work on getting the website launched as soon as we can. You know, not rushing it, making sure it is right, but we are getting there. It's going well. But with the podcast, we've got some great guests coming up. Can we say who we're talking to?
Yeah. Well, we haven't recorded them yet, so they'll come out after September at some point.
I think we're recording something like 6 podcasts in September, 5 or 6 podcasts.
Like from today. Who have we got coming up then? So you got Madison.
We're talking to Madison Beach again, which is she's one of the Front ambassadors. She's awesome. She's got lots of new projects she's working on, as well as a new Instagram account, which I've literally just seen, but I'm sure we'll tell you more about that. We'll be advertising it on our Instagram page. But yeah, she's brilliant. We're really looking forward to talking to her. Then we have a lady called Hannah Argyle. She's actually local to us here in Northampton, but she is a fantastic photographer, and she's really good at kind of documenting what she does. I find myself kind of looking at her stories a lot because, you know, she documents her kind of life, I guess. She almost like vlogs it / documents it in her photography, but the results are incredible. So yeah, really, really looking forward to talking to her. We're talking to Ribsy. Really looking forward to talking to Ribsy. If you don't know who he is, we'll drop a link down below, but he's bigger than us. Yeah, he's got his own YouTube.
If you're watching this and you don't know who he is, then something's gone wrong somewhere. Yeah, he's awesome.
David, really nice guy. Well, we haven't spoke to him yet, but we're assuming he's a nice guy. But his videos are great. His YouTube channel's great, and his film stock is awesome.
I just developed a roll of it at home and scanned them in.
Have you got a canister there or anything, or what it is?
I've got the lid.
Oh, I have actually.
Where is it? I kept it. Oh no, it's up here.
I've got it.
Yeah.
New classic film. So yeah, mine is also empty because it's currently in my camera. So
yeah, I shot it on the show camera. So that camera it was perfect. I was on holiday. It's so light. I just had it hung around my neck the whole time, and you know it doesn't need a battery unless you want to use the flash. It's just a little point and shoot, fixed focus. What do people call them now? Reusable cameras. It looks like a disposable, but it's so a bit like.
I call them a reusable disposal. I don't know if that's right, but that's effectively what it is, right?
Every camera is reusable apart from disposable cameras, so it's stupid. Yeah. But but it's like obviously it's not got the sharpest of lenses, so I probably didn't get the best results from this film. I actually really want to use it again, which I don't say very often about black and white films because they're all the same. They're not, but some of them are. And despite like the plastic lens and some of, I took some like landscape shots with a plastic camera, and it was so. But even then, like they look really nice. I'll check some up here while whatever, and it's really nice film. Anyway, dive version.
I shot mine on my Canon A1, but as I've been talking to you about, I'm pretty sure I need a new lens because I think something's wrong with the lens. But I don't know. I still get results from it, so I'm sure I'll be happy with what the film looks like, bearing in mind that I probably won't be happy with the quality due to my own fault. Do you know what I mean? But I would agree. I'm definitely excited to see the results, and I'm also pretty sure that I'll use that film stock again in the future. But yeah, we'll deep dive into that, in the podcast episode that we've got with Ribsy. So yeah, really looking forward to that one. The couple of days we're talking to Emma Lloyd, who is one of the fantastic staff at Analog Wonderland. And yeah, if you've only just discovered ourselves, then we are very, very honoured and proud to be associated with Analog Wonderland, I guess. I'm sure some of you know we were one of the chosen winners for their what's it called, community fund.
But yeah,
we're going to be talking to her. She's one of the newer team members at Analog Wonderland. She makes you laugh. She's also a really good photographer. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, she's started this like She Hearts film sort of movement recently.
Movement, which is great. Yeah. I know she's always sorting out kind of like photo walks and stuff like that. And she designed the new Analog Wonderland hat, which I haven't got on at the moment, but it is upstairs and I will be wearing it in that episode. So yeah, she's a part-time designer as well. And then we are talking to another one of the front ambassadors, which is our friend Christian Cross. Super excited for that one. He's a really good street photographer. If you haven't seen it already, he's actually just done his kind of first video, if you like, which is through Wex Photo. Wex Photos. Their website.
What's it called? Virtual photo walk.
virtual photo walk. Yeah. But yeah, it's really good. You know, fair play. It's his first video. He's not ever been on camera before, and we can sympathise at how kind of nerve-wracking that is.
So good. He's really,
yeah, it's really relatable. Do you know what I mean? Especially being here in the UK, regardless of it's, you know, he's from London, but you know, you can still relate to it. But yeah, he's one of the front ambassadors. We're super excited for him to be on front when we do launch.
yeah.
He'll have some of his work available to purchase if you did want to help support him. So yeah, we're going to deep dive into a, you know, meet and greet kind of, because that'll be our first podcast episode with him. We've not actually had him on the podcast yet, so we've finally got him.
Yeah.
We talk to him a lot, but we've never had him on the podcast. Yeah, so.
Yeah. But one of the things I love about him was, with everybody, there's been you know, when we first started out, we're building this platform and we want to, you know, talk to you about being an ambassador. Yeah, like we'll catch up on the phone, tell me what it's all about, you kind of explain it all. And everybody that we did, you know, there's a couple of people we sent more information to and we haven't, you know, managed to get on board yet. But Christian just sent him a DM, hey, this is the thing we're doing and we'd love you to be an ambassador. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm well up for that. Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, it sounds wicked. Love it. Thank you for thinking of me. Great. All right. Yeah. Oh, cool. All right.
And he supports us as well. Do you know what I mean? He, you know, often he gives us shout outs and stuff, and we don't ask for that. You know, all we want to do is try and help the photography community. Do you know what I mean? Like the ongoing photography community, and we're very proud to have him on board, along with our other fantastic ambassadors. But yeah, we'll deep dive into him, how he got into photography, some of his work.
We'll deep dive into him.
No, I'm pretty sure Christian could beat us both up. I feel like he looks a bit like The Rock, do you know what I mean? And he can just have us in his arms, give us nuggets, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah, and then we are talking to Tiffany Rubert, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
Tiffany Rubert, which, if you don't know, we are super, super pumped to be talking to her. She was recently featured in one of Sean Tucker's videos. He did like a whole mockumentary style video about her and her work. Yeah, so we were both impressed with that video, so we reached out to him and we were like, we love your work, do you want to come talk to us on our little podcast? So yes, she's agreed. She likes the idea of what we're building here at front. So yeah, it's going to be interesting talking to her, deep dive a little bit more into certain parts of her work and what she does. She does a lot of like portrait stuff, but kind of like natural portrait stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to speaking to her. So we've got a busy month of recording podcasts. You know, not everyone listens to podcasts. Not everybody watches the kind of podcasts that we put over on our YouTube. I appreciate that it's not everyone's cup of tea. But yeah, if you do listen to them, we really appreciate it. You know, it's something we enjoy doing. It's something, you know, we enjoy talking to the guests that we have on. And it's something we are hopefully going to continue to do even when front launches. And yeah, we're going to try and make some more videos as well, because the messages of support that we get off the videos that we make, so effectively there'll always be the podcast, and then we're going to try and up the amount of videos that we actually release, whether it be photo walks or camera reviews or whatever it might be.
Yeah, well, we've got the, do we want to say what other videos we've got coming up?
We've got work on the go, haven't we?
Yeah, so we've got the video that you're going to put out at some point. It might even be out already.
I think it's already going to be out already. By the time you're listening to this, I think it will have come out on Monday, which is kind of when we're recording this, the Monday bank holiday.
Then we've got the Lomo video. We're doing a little review of Metropolis Loma Chrome film, and we're doing a review of the new classic film. And
we've got plans to do other videos. Like we're going to do one based in a studio. We're going to do a studio.
Yeah, and we got the one that we got the one that we maybe mucked up at Weird Camera that we borrowed from skiers.
Oh yeah, the less we say about that, the better. But we'll see.
I haven't developed it yet, so we'll see. It might be brilliant. But that was a really strange camera.
Yeah, but so just to kind of explain to you guys listening or watching or whatever you're doing, we kind of had this perception of making these, half-hour long videos, making them really cinematic and really good, but we can't do, we haven't got the time to be doing that once a week or anything like that. So some of them will be longer than others, some videos will be short, but again, from the feedback and the comments that you guys send us saying how much you like the videos that we've put out and looking into the YouTube algorithm of what does well and stuff, it doesn't really matter about the kind of the length of a video. I guess we just want to make sure that we're putting out meaningful videos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people watch things for different things. Like, if people maybe watch like photo walks for like 5 minutes, but they're watching like Grainy Days, hour and a half long episode.
I always think of Bray, again, one of the front ambassadors, Bray Hunziker. If you've ever watched one of his videos over on YouTube, it is, I sit there and chill out for half an hour and watch it. Like, I feel like I learn from it and I'm always blown away by its beauty. Maybe because it's not in the UK as well. So like, he's based in Washington. But yeah, his videos are such a high quality that I'm always like, if we're going to do anything, it needs to be that quality. But really, people just want to see some photography, see how you've done things, see a little bit behind the scenes. And as we're building front, that's what it's going to be. But yeah, Sophia Carey, another front ambassador, Madison Beach, they've both got YouTube channels. Again, that they put out a variety of videos, and we love watching them. So hopefully we can steal a little bit of their knowledge in our videos, because they're great as well. Yeah, so that's what we've got going on in the world of our YouTube channel. And yeah, I think we've just hit 150 subscribers, which is mad. Like that's gone up way quicker than I thought. I know that's not a groundbreaking number, but I swear it was only like 100 last week. So
yeah, it's gone up quite quickly recently, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, like, listening to podcasts isn't for everyone, but the people that do listen clearly enjoy it because the kind of watch time is relatively high, and obviously the people that watch our kind of videos, like the photo walks or camera reviews or film reviews, whatever it might be, that they always do well, and we get a lot of good feedback from them. So thank you for supporting that. Please continue to do it.
Yeah,
like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
I'm going to finish by giving a shout out to a guy from Northampton, Joe Wesley, who I bought the print from. I'll put it up here. You see it? So it's like a one-off, because it's hand drawn on top of the print.
Is it hand drawn?
Yeah, I
didn't realise it was hand drawn. I thought it was just like edited on.
No, it's literally drawn on with pen. So I bought this off him last week. It was part of his uni show from like a couple of years ago, and he showed his work again at Garibaldi, a pub in Northampton that does has people's art up on the walls and stuff like that, but he wanted to do something else with it, so he drew on all the pictures. And I know he's still got some of them left, so I'll put a link in. I'll put a link into his Instagram profile. I don't know where you can see which ones he's got left, but I'm sure if you're interested in buying for not much money, I'll be honest, a one-off print that's been hand drawn on, drop him a message because they're awesome and they're all really funny. Yeah, it's a cool thing.
It's awesome collection work, isn't it? It's like he's obviously brought out like a little kind of mini collection of it, and yeah, they're all really good. But I didn't realise they were actually hand drawn. I thought they were just like like that. But yeah, obviously they've all been drawn on differently. But yeah, great.
Yeah, you'd be getting a one-off piece of artwork.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah, but if there's anything else you want to know, again, we appreciate we've just done the giveaway for hitting 2,000 followers over on our Instagram account. We've had something like 500-600 people now registered to our mailing list, so thank you for everyone who's done that. But yeah, if there's anything you want to know, please drop us a message. I'm sure the people that do send us messages will confirm that, yeah, we're pretty good at getting back to you. But yeah, if you've got any questions or if you want to know anything, or if you've got any ideas for us, whether it be video ideas, guests to put on our podcast. If you want to be on the podcasts, send us a message. We want to talk to anyone and everyone. You don't have to have 5 million followers on Instagram or anything. It's just about talking to like-minded people about what they're into. Do you know what I mean? You don't even have to necessarily be a photographer. So yeah, hit us up, send us a message, and yeah, thank you for the support. And we'll resume with normal podcast episodes next week. Bye.